Hi everyone, this video is called If God Didn't Want Us to Know About Him, Why Would He Allow Access to the Entheogenic Visionary Realms? Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share a pivotal story from my book Ascension and Healing, The Path of the Christian Mystic. It's a story about my journey into the depths of consciousness and a profound spiritual awakening that changed my life. It all started with an entheogenic experience with salvia at age 18 in 2007. This experience revealed a path toward God and cosmic consciousness that I'm still following today. At age 18, my life took a dramatic turn. I had a profound entheogenic encounter with salvia that brought a life-altering spiritual awakening. During this mystical experience, I found myself at what seemed like the ends of the earth where everything converged at a single point, and I was overcome by an intense desire to transcend the physical realm and reach cosmic consciousness. Suddenly I was looking across at an other, an awareness separate from myself, like the classic subject-object duality, myself and the other. It felt like staring into an endless abyss of third eyes, with my own third eye confronting this profound emptiness. The sensation was one of being trapped, as if in a kind of soul purgatory, stuck on earth with no means of escape. This experience left a lasting impression on me, seeding questions that would guide me forward. Years later, while I was in rehab in Erin, Ontario, that haunting image from my salvia journey resurfaced during an art therapy session. I painted it as I remembered, the third eye staring back, surrounded by countless other eyes, conveying an intense being stuck and unable to ascend. One of the men at the facility looked at my painting and mentioned that it reminded him of the artist Alex Grey. If you hadn't heard of Alex Grey, I encourage you to look him up, particularly his works Collective Vision, which is right here. As you can see the eyes, it's a more expanded version going up into the light, and Dying and Godself. I encourage you to look them up, particularly his works, the Collective Vision, Dying, and Godself. At the time, I encountered Gray's work, but that comment stayed with me. I hadn't encountered his work yet. Later on, while browsing a bookstore, I followed my intuition and stumbled upon DMT, The Spirit Molecule by Rick Strassman. I don't have a copy anymore, but they confiscated it at the rehab. For those unfamiliar, DMT is a substance produced in the pineal gland of the third eye, which I saw in my vision. The book cover featured Alex Gray's painting Dying, which is basically Collective Vision, which I showed you already, depicting third eyes ascending into a field of light. For the first time, I realized that ascension was a possibility, that my life actually might have meaning. The vision I had might actually have meaning. At the rehab facility, I was introduced to the 12 steps. Though I was still uncertain about the existence of God, I was encouraged to pray and ask for God to reveal himself to me. Soon after, I discovered Alex Gray's book, Net of Being, which I just showed you, featuring his painting Godself on the cover. At that moment, God became real to me, not just as an idea, but as an experiential reality. I'd like to share a few short verses from Alex Gray's work that deeply resonated with me from his book and guided me on my understanding of what it means to return to source, to seek cosmic consciousness. In Calling the Soul Home to Source Reality, Gray writes, "Listen, noble one, consider yourself called to witness consciousness, to freedom from suffering, to supreme liberation. Melt the walls of your imprisoned soul. Let the acid of self-realization eat away all constrictions, boundaries, and obstacles to accessing your own divinity, your own God-self." These words call us to awaken our true selves, our inner witness or soul. They resonate with the concept of one self in many, a vision of unity that I experienced. In another piece, The Gift, Alex Gray writes, "All souls are conjoined when one realizes itself. The others are stirred by the presence of infinite love." Further he says, "Tell a story about me. Free the people from the drudgery of the smaller self, from the tyranny of the smaller self," which is what I experienced in the eyes. The smaller self was just pure fear, and we were stuck there for eternity. There was no way to ascend. But now, through God, there is a way to ascend out of the cycle of rebirth. And he says, create the world as Godself, free and liberated, the field of love. These lines inspire me to share my own story, to create art through my book, which is called Ascension and Healing, Path of the Christian Mystic. It's a form of storytelling that aims to guide others toward the same awakening I experience. Through my book, I hope to help others break free from the limitations of the smaller self and open to the field of love, as Alex Gray described it. My book, Ascension and Healing, the Path of the Christian Mystic, which is available on Amazon in ebook or paperback, is my own expression of art, inspired by this journey to God. It's my attempt to tell the story of my radical spiritual awakening and the teachers and practices that guided me on my path of ascension from 2016 onwards. If Alice Gray's work and ideas about visionary realms resonate with you, I invite you to explore my book, where I delve deeper into these themes and the insights that came from my search for cosmic consciousness. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story resonates, please consider checking out my book and subscribing to my channel for more videos on spirituality, mysticism, and the path to God. Let's continue exploring these realms together.